What's up, y'all? Stan Medina here, and today we're going to dive into a game-changing topic: how to grow from a one-man operation into a $1.5 million a year business. This is real talk, man. No fluff. Whether you're wrenching solo in a small shop or just starting your hustle, man. I'm gonna break down the exact mindset, move, systems it takes to scale up. If you're ready to go, let me know. Give me a thumbs up and we'll get started. All right. So I got 5 modules here I'm gonna share with you. Let me share my screen here and we're gonna get into this. From a one-man shop to a $1.5 million business, right? And so if you notice, I said shop to business, right? So we're not gonna have a shop anymore. We're gonna have a business. And so when people say, "Hey, what do you do?" Say, "I have a collision business. I have an AutoBody business." You're a business owner. Don't say, "Oh, I have a shop." I have a shop. Like, you have a business, okay? And you're gonna have a business that's making money. And so we're gonna get right into it. So number one is gonna be we have to first, the first thing is it starts with the right mindset. And so it starts up here, man. And like, as crazy as it sounds, it really starts with a shift in mindset. When I was a one-man shop, man, I did everything. I did the painting, I did the estimating, I did the body work, I did the detailing, I did the buffing, I did the everything, right? I even scrubbed the damn commodes and painted the restrooms, and I painted the walls and hung the signs and did the marketing, right? Man, I thought that made me a hard worker, but the truth was it actually kind of got me stuck in like survival mode, because I was always doing like working in the business. I never stopped and like looked at the bigger picture of how I can grow the business, right? So first thing is like to go from like even if you're at 50,000 a year, to go to 100,000, to go to a million, you're gonna have to stop working in the business and start building the business. So we need to start building the business part of it, right? Because the business, remember, you're not a technician anymore. You're gonna be a business owner. You're gonna be a CEO, right? So what that means is you got to stop thinking like a technician and start thinking like a CEO. And so think about this. So like, think about the CEO of Coca-Cola. Is the CEO of Coca-Cola out there delivering sodas? Is he out there fixing displays? Is he out there like just he's not out there doing that tech? Is he out there? Is he filling the bottles in the warehouse? Is he like packaging them? No, right? What he's doing, he's saying, okay, how can I go out and partner with the NFL? How can we get it in the NBA? How can we get in halftime? How can I Coke products in this major university? How can we get thousands of vending machines into this university, right? He's thinking like bigger. He's thinking, how do we expand? And so that's the job of a CEO, right? So some of the mindset shift, the key things that you gotta transition is you're gonna have to start to delegate. Okay, delegate to grow. And if you're a technician, or if you're just, solopreneur, if you're just starting out, maybe it's you and a helper, maybe it's you by yourself, and you're like, man, I want to hire someone, right? But I don't have money to hire another technician. So maybe hire someone that does low level activity, someone that does, maybe they pick up, your kids, maybe they go pick up parts. Maybe they pick up material. Maybe they drop off customers. Maybe they wash cars. Maybe they just clean the shop for you. Maybe they clean the office. Maybe they throw the trash. Maybe they just answer phones. The low level activities, the things that are keeping you, they're slowing you down, right? For example, if you're doing the body work and you're doing the painting right now, you have no business like answering phones. You have no business going and picking up parts. You have no business going and picking up material. You have no business going to the bank. You have no business like, taking a 2-hour lunch to go pick up your kids or whatever. Have that low level activity person do that, pay them hourly. Number two is going to be the power of systems. So once I got my head right, the next step was to build systems. And so I'm talking like estimating systems. I'm talking about like checklist. I'm talking about a follow-up system, everything that's repeatable, like that you have that you realize, hey, I do this a lot. Like, for example, detailing a car it can be a process. It can be a system to where you can hire someone, a low level activity guy, to do that process for you, right? So systems are what allows McDonald's to run thousands of stores at the same time, and they all taste the same, because they said, you know what, this is the way that we make this, so we're gonna do it the same way. So versus instead of someone having that recipe in their head, they said, hey, we're going to put it on paper so that we can teach thousands of people to do it the same way. So that's the power of a system. And because the systems are in place, because you develop these systems, now it frees up your time to go build these relationships with other businesses or other agents or whatever. And we'll get into that in a bit. So look, here's some action steps to get your systems in place. So start thinking of some estimating systems if you're not using like CCC or Mitchell, but they also have management systems in CCC and Mitchell, right? And they can get kind of expensive. So if you're just like still trying to like, man, I'm just still trying to pay my bills, I wouldn't recommend getting into that because they're gonna make you sign a 1-year contract. So what I would suggest is start by organizing a folder for each job and keeping everything in there. As long as you're keeping everything in one folder for each job, you're able to manage that job, right? And let's just say you hire someone to help you do body work or painting. Buy some flag sheets off Amazon, and they're little flag sheets where you can write like, hey, I paid John 4 hours out of this job, and you put it on there so you don't lose track of that. And every week, whenever you do payroll, whatever, you can go into that and see what you, or just even get like a ledger and keep notes of each file of what you paid, what you bought. Even if you jot it down, whenever that file gets closed, you can go back and you can kind of go through it and see if you made money or not. That's a system you can create. Create a process. A check-in list, a vehicle check-in list is anything that you're doing repetitive. You have the system up here because if you're already doing it, like it's already up here. You have a routine, you have a system up here. You just got to put it on paper. That way, when you hire someone, you can hire someone hourly and have them do check-ins for you. You know what I'm saying? You can hire someone hourly to check in parts for you. If you have a system, you can hire someone hourly to do detailing for you. Say, hey, you know what? This is you do this first, this first, this first, this first, this first. That's a system. Okay. So quick tip, right? So if you do it more than twice, then you need a process. You need a system in place. Okay. Number 3 is going to be building the dream team. So look, you can't scale by yourself, period. Like you can't like you're gonna hit a cap of what you can do by yourself, and you're gonna get burnt out, and you're gonna burn yourself out. So I started hiring techs, admin help, eventually managers. But here's the secret sauce, okay? So this is a game changer right here. So if there's anything that you get from this, make sure you get this, okay? I didn't hire just people. I hired their behaviors. I hired how they act, and how they their personality. You know, because what before I was like trying to hire good technicians that had experience, that knew what they were doing. But what it turned out that those technicians, they're really divas. They're like chicks, and they're never happy. And no matter what you do for them, they're always gonna say you're ripping them off, you're not paying them right, and they're eventually gonna leave. So the best thing to do is like get rid of them, because they are like cancer to the business. They are cancer to your culture. And if you're trying to grow something and then someone's over here trying to like talk bad about it, it's gonna affect everybody else, and it will affect everybody else. I'm guarantee you, because while you're trying to grow the business and you're trying to make these moves, this person's over here like just talking trash about you, talking trash about the business, right? So look, how to hire right. So look for attitude, not skill. You can't teach someone attitude, but you can teach someone a new skill. Train up within. So like you can say, you know what, I'm gonna hire someone, a porter. I'm gonna hire just a helper, and see how if they're like, what is it, mechanically inclined. See if they can R&I a bumper. See if they can put something back together. Walk with them through an R&I process. You know what I mean? Say, hey, this is how we buff. I'm gonna show you how to buff today, right? And spend some time and educate them to buff, and maybe have them watch some YouTube videos. So you can get a library of YouTube videos. You can make a playlist, and you can send them that playlist. Say, hey man, here's some videos about buffing. We're gonna start. I'm gonna teach you how to buff next week. You know, here's some videos on masking. I'm gonna show you how to mask next week. Hey, this is what R&I means, and so it's actually better if you have an art, like let's just say, for example, you're gonna do a tear down. You can create your own process. Is, hey, whenever you disassemble the cars, I want you to bag everything and label it, put the RO number, and put it in these bins, and then close the bin. And so once you show them that process, once you show them that system, then they're gonna keep doing that same system, and that saves you time. Okay. So look, you wanna be okay. So did I pass one? Okay, I did it. So your culture is your brand, right? If your team ain't aligned, the growth ain't real. So I remember like when many years ago we had a bunch of random people, and they were good people. They knew what they were doing. They knew how to paint. They knew body work. But the culture was off. So like I remember like we'll go to lunch or something. It was so weird because this guy was like very into like church and stuff, and this guy was very like over here doing drugs, and this guy was talking about chicks, and this guy was always talking about the club. And so I can tell the chemistry was off, and it wasn't a good culture. And when I identified that, I got rid of all the cancer guys, you know, and said, hey, it's not gonna work, and we got rid of those guys. So look, segment 4 is gonna be sales and customer experience. So at $1 million, at 1.5 million, you're not just a body shop anymore. You're a customer service machine. You need to be known for solving problems and not just fixing cars. You want to be the shop that they can say, hey, like take it over there, they'll figure it out. Those guys are good. they're professional, they're clean, they know what they're doing. And you'll get a reputation for that. And because of that, you won't be a commodity, you'll actually be higher. So you won't have to like drop your prices. You can stay, on the higher end. So stop chasing cars and start attracting customers. See, most shops that they don't focus on culture, they don't focus on branding, they don't focus on cleanness of their business. They're just trying to get a bunch of jobs in. You know what I mean? And the culture sucks. People that work there are miserable, and eventually it's just gonna burn everybody out. So don't go that route. The next one is gonna be invest back into the business. So this is a mistake that I made when I was younger, is I failed to invest back into the company, and I invested in other things, but I realized, man, if I could have built the brand a lot stronger, we could have been a lot, further ahead. But at the time, I really didn't know the direction of the business, and I didn't know the power of building a strong business until now. So look, some of the things you can do is look, whenever you hit 200,000, 500,000, even 750, then what, right? Don't blow it on a new truck. You want to reinvest that. And so reinvesting is going to be on equipment that improves cycle time. So it may be systems, maybe you invest in like getting some in-house equipment that you don't have to outsource, right? Maybe like an alignment machine, maybe a tire machine, maybe a lift frame machine. I know a lot of shops, they don't have frame machines. Maybe get yourself a new frame machine. That way it keeps everything in-house, right? Train your team. So there's a lot of free training out there. There's Axel Noble, there's PPG, there's iCar, all that stuff. There's a bunch of 3M has some training. You can go in there and you can get that free training. So like, let's just say if it's you and another guy and or maybe it's you and two other guys and they're just beginners. You have them hourly, but you want them to learn. You can put these videos on and they'll do the training for you. So set a time, says, hey man, this Wednesday I'm gonna buy lunch. We're gonna watch some training videos. Set up some training videos, man, and watch one or two, and they'll learn. They'll learn and they'll appreciate you for taking the time and sharing that stuff with them. So you wanna be the Chick-fil-A of collision repair, right? So you want to be clean, professional, and fast. So think about that. So you want to create a system where like you're just like, man, it's simple, it's streamlined, it's not all over the place. You're not trying to do all these crazy jobs. And so also you can reinvest back into the marketing and make your brand strong. And what will happen is you'll actually attract higher end clients because your brand is so strong versus other shops that fail to brand themselves and they don't have a website, they don't have a proper signage, they don't have, merch, they don't have any of that stuff. You want to make your branding stand out, right? So that was going to be the all of it. This is the kind of all the areas that we shared. If you want to take a screenshot of this, you could. And I'll leave you with this here. If I can do it, man, you can definitely do it yourself. I'm just a guy from Corpus Christi who figured out how to build systems, lead people, and serve customers like they matter. Because they do. Just treat your customers right. Just listen. I mean, you think about it, the average person gets in an accident maybe 2 times in their lifetime. So they're really kind of going through the same. So take that in consideration. If you're trying to scale your shop or are thinking of starting one, drop a comment, hit the like and subscribe button to the channel. The channel is called Collisionpreneur, and our goal is to help those technicians transition over to being business owners, because at the end of the day, man, it is going to provide a better life for your family and going to leave a legacy, man. And that's the whole thing. We bust our ass, in these shops, and we want to make sure that we're leaving something for our family. Later, guys.